Welcome back from fall break, Giants. I'm Dawson Ash.
And I'm Allison Bracken. The band's hard work has really paid off for them this year with them making it to state.
Here's Evelyn Sanchez with the story.
Our Ben Davis Marching Giants are on their way to conquer the bands of Indiana in the ISMA State Championship at Lucas Oil this weekend. The band placed top 10 out of 20 in the Class A division last weekend.
Before we performed this past Saturday, right before we came on at the goal line, I just went around telling people just to play out and just to treat this performance as your last, because honestly, this past Saturday could have been our very last performance of the season. I just really wanted to push everybody as band president. I wanted to push everybody to their fullest potential and just to give it their all throughout the whole season, and it paid off. Since this coming Saturday is gonna be our last performance, we're just gonna put everything on the field and not have any regrets when we get off.
The band has been hard at work as they spend a large amount of time and dedication this week to prepare.
We typically rehearse about 9 hours during the school week and then 8 hours during the weekends that we don't have competition. Show days last all day long. We don't get home till 1 o'clock in the morning, and it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's a long day, but it's all worth it at the end of the day. It's a really long and hard process mentally and physically. It's very athletic, and you have to be really smart to do it.
Not only will the marching band be competing, Color Guard will also be a part of their performance.
State, obviously we want to do really good, but it's whatever happens, happens. It's going to be fun either way. Color Guard, we are pretty serious about we're a family, we're a team, we're going to come together and support each other at all times, and no matter what happens, we're always going to be there for each other.
Admissions will be $18 for students and $20 for adults. Their performance will begin at 8:21 p.m. at Lucas Oil. Evelyn Sanchez, BD TV.
On November 2nd marks the celebration of a Latin tradition called Day of the Dead, a holiday that celebrates the dead and shows appreciation of their past life. Hello, I'm Matthew Swisher, bringing you the celebration of Day of the Dead, also known as Dia de los Muertos. By the late 20th century, in most regions of Mexico, practices have developed to honor dead children and infants on November 1st and to honor deceased adults on November 2nd. Beautiful art is dispensed throughout the graves and markets that expresses the holiday in its own special way, such as altars that are decorated with flowers and candles with the addition of their favorite possessions and food. There are different ways people celebrate the dead, traditions, and spending time with their loved ones by their graves. Rituals celebrating the deaths of ancestors have been observed by civilizations perhaps as long as 3,000 years. The Mexican Day of the Dead celebration is similar to other societies' observances of time and honor of the dead. The Spanish tradition, for instance, includes festivals and parades as well as gatherings of families and cemeteries to pray for the deceased loved ones at the end of the day.
The more we learn about other cultures, the more we appreciate them. Now let's go to a short commercial break.
Hey seniors, we know this year can be stressful with the college application process, so we're here to give you some advice on some important information. First and foremost, you must know which schools you feel interest you. When you choose those schools, make sure you have a safety school, a fit school, and a reach school. It's important to learn the deadlines for those schools in order to start this process. The first and most important place to start is Naviance, with the senior brag sheet and other important factors like school visits and more. It is also very important to retrieve your ACT/ACT scores on College Board and ACT.org. You can also learn more information in both the College Readiness Office in the library and also with Ms. Coyne and Student Services. Make sure you stay on top of this process, Giants, in order to be college bound.
You know when somebody who likes you asks you to help them with their homework? And you're trying not to be a jerk, so you say, yeah, sure, I'll help you. Maybe they actually need some help. But then this happens. Here are 3 steps that'll help you recover from that awkward moment. Step number 1, act like it never even happened. Step number 2, avoid the person at all cost. And step number 3, never tell a soul.
Coming in at number 3, The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead follows the story of Rick Grimes as, after waking up in a coma, he realizes the world he lives in is not the same one that he left. It's a show that if you get attached to characters quickly, you might not want to watch because they get dropped just like Hootie dropped the Blowfish. This is one of the best shows because of character development. You get to see characters change to adapt to the new world. Coming in at number 2, we have my favorite sitcom of all time, The Office. The Office is one of the goofiest shows you're ever gonna watch. It's full of lovable characters, my goodness. Michael Scott may be the most quotable man in the history of the world. And when I say that, I'm not kidding. It's through the everyday work days of The Office. And The Office is a workspace, they sell paper, and there's lots of goofy stuff that happens in the show. One episode you could be watching and they'll be pulling pranks on each other. The next they could be practicing parkour. And you're never really gonna see the same thing in 2 episodes. Just a really good show, and I highly recommend it. Coming in at number 1, we have my favorite show on television, the eerie, the dark Stranger Things. Stranger Things takes place in a small town called Hawkins, Indiana. A young boy disappears after hanging out at night with his friends a few days before Halloween. The police chief goes on the scene. There's supernatural signs that this boy may be alive, but he may be hiding from something darker, and there may be a grand scheme of things that are darker than this town could ever imagine. The show is eerie, dark, and it's horror-filled, and it's promising to keep you on the edge of your seat. I couldn't explain much because I do not want to give anything away to you because I want you to have that joy of watching this. But this is the best show on television, and you are not gonna wanna miss it, I promise. I'm Aaron Falkenberg. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to check these shows out.
What's up, guys? It's Annie here with Anna's Appetite, and today I have
Malia Smith.
And we're gonna do a special edition of Anna's Appetite for National Sandwich Day, which is today. Malia and I traveled here to Which, which is a local sandwich shop here in Avon. It has such a diverse menu, and it offers sandwiches that are for vegetarians and even for superfood people who love to eat healthy, and even just a regular old sandwich.
Sandwich was named after a guy named Lord Sandwich.
So I ordered the Cobb salad wrap. It comes in a spinach tortilla, and it has like eggs, chicken, bacon, tomatoes.
Okay, so I got the ultimate BLT. Basically, this comes with like 8 strips of bacon, a good thick piece of good bread, because you know bread makes a sandwich. It also comes with avocado, lettuce, and obviously the tomatoes. I personally did not want tomatoes, so I requested it without. So that's it for Anna's Appetite today. Happy National Sandwich Day.
Don't forget to stop by Which here in Avon. This has been Malia Smith
and Anna Santiago, BDTV.
My favorite thing about fashion is that you can match your mood to whatever clothes you want to wear and like express yourself through it. A person who inspires my style would have to be some Zoe Kravitz. I think she's like dope. I describe my style as kind of trendy and comfortable.
Describe my style as funky with a little class. My favorite thing about fashion is that everyone can express themselves through it. Some people that inspire my style are Chris Brown and Les Twins.
Greg has for us this week.
Hey, what's cracking, y'all? My name's Greg Hurt, and this is Greg's Corner. This is the first pro-black segment on BDTV, and in this segment, we'll be alternating weekly between empowering poems, books for knowledge, documentaries about a history, and news of the black community. Now, last time, I gave you guys an empowering poem written by me. Now, this time, we're going to get into another book to read to gain knowledge. And for this week, this book is Know Thyself by Dr. Naeem Akbar. And in this book, Dr. Akbar goes into detail about important influences on one's life that an average person may not see. Dr. Akbar also goes into detail about how we can unite as people by understanding each other's flaws and imperfects and using them as a positive image in order to move forward and unite as one. The important topics that Dr. Akbar discusses include how education can become a driving factor, how education can be used as power, how to define oneself, how to study oneself, and finally, probably the most important factor, learning how to educate ourselves and how to educate others. Now, this isn't a book that you have to read, but this definitely gives you a great opportunity for you to learn about the important factors that you may brush past each and every day. That's it for this week's segment. Till the next time, I'll be giving you a documentary about our history that each and every one of you might want to consider watching. See you soon.
Here's Noah with the weather.
Hello Giants, welcome back from your 2-week fall break. I'm Noah Miller with your BDTV weather forecast. You may have noticed that the colder air is back, but welcome to the start of Indiana winter, which is slowly affecting our temperatures as it makes its way here. As you can see from your weekend forecast, we can expect Friday showers, high of 59, low of 48. Saturday, PM thunderstorms, high of 58, low of 52. Make sure you set your clocks back 1 hour tonight as daylight savings time ends. Sunday, cloudy, high of 64, low of 59. Looking to next week, expect a daily chance of rain and the colder air returns. Monday, scattered thunderstorms, high of 67, low of 53. Tuesday, showers, high of 55, low of 38. Wednesday, partly cloudy, high of 48, low of 36. Thursday, PM showers, high of 48, low of 40. And that will do it for this week's weather forecast. Stay warm out there, Giants.
And it looks like that'll do it for this week in news.
And make sure you come out and support your Giants tonight at home against Warren Central for the sectional championship.
And remember, if it's about you and me, it's on BDTV.
We ain't got 60 yet!